What's it miss? Oh, it's missing sweetener. What's up? Welcome back. It's Sabrina. It's a Monday morning. We are starting a fresh weekly vlog. Days in the life of a mom with 2 toddlers. Last night was a terrible night. We literally slept so bad. It was a terrible storm. We had a tornado warning going through. It was hailing, it was storming, it was thundering, raining, it was all the things. So my toddler just could not sleep. She was really scared. We like put her in our bed and then we're like, oh, the thunder is gone. So we put her back and she started crying again. So then my husband went and slept with her. I couldn't sleep. And so I'm like, okay, why don't both of you just come back in our bed? And then middle of the night, it was like 4 a.m. and I was just like sweating and she was sweating and the thunder had stopped completely. So I went and put her back in her bed. Anyways, it was such a tumultuous night. I never co-slept with any of my kids and I never will because of that experience was terrible. I mean, no, I'm not that person. Anyways, basically we had a really terrible night. I'm not feeling my best. I'm really tired and groggy and just like, it's just not it. But we're gonna try and go to the gym this morning. I'm going to do literally just the lightest bicep curls that I can do and then go walk on the treadmill for, my goal is 4 miles. I'm gonna say 4 to 5 miles. I have a walking pad here at home, but I just think like getting the kids out of the house a little bit, taking them to the gym so that they can have social interactions and just like a different environment is probably good. It's just so gloomy outside. Like, just look at that. The sky is just a blanket of darkness. It just dropped temperature so quickly. Like, it's literally in the 30s today and it was in the 70s yesterday. Like, oh, it's so cold. This is called laushtan in Romanian. This is basically like a Romanian herb that we use to make food. I'm so happy with that. I guess I don't need to water it because the storm did it for me. My husband had to anchor down that trampoline because the wind was seriously gonna take it away. So hey. Oh. Yeah, he does. Okay. Okay guys, so we basically went to the gym and then I went and picked up my mom and we are on our way to Costco, but I made a quick stop here at Once Upon a Child to try and sell some of the things that I've had in my garage. And they did not take a high chair or a like little push cart thing because they didn't have all the pieces to them or whatever. But hopefully I can sell the boba wrap that I brought and a sling wrap because those are 2 things I just don't use with my babies. Never did, not even when they were newborns. At the gym, I just basically did bicep curls and then 2 miles on the treadmill. I was aiming for 5, but 2 is all I got in. I didn't have enough time. We're just waiting for the quotes here at Once Upon a Child to be finished. Then we're gonna go grab some groceries from Costco. I'm in my gym clothes. I'm musty, I'm crusty. It's literally snowing here, which is crazy because we just had the warmest bouts of weather lately. You know how it is with toddlers, they get really impatient and restless. So I'm trying to like, I'm hoping they'll be done with the quotes soon. That way I can go see how much money I made. And even if it's just like $5, that's a latte. Actually, that's not even a latte anymore because now lattes are like $8, but this is so much food. Some sanity. There you go. Just got back from Costco and put both kids to bed. I literally look like I wrinkled a pack of velociraptors because that's what it feels like putting these kids to bed sometimes. They were having so much fun playing around the house together and I'm really thankful with how well they play together, but like when you're the one who has to interrupt their fun to put them to bed, you're kind of the enemy. So anyways, I put him to bed. It's 3:40 in the afternoon. It's really late. I normally put him to bed at 1, but we just got back because my mom and I actually kind of like went to several different places. By the way, I made $11 on 2 carriers. Once Upon a Child. Not a lot, but better than what I would have gotten if I had just given them to Goodwill. So we spent so much money on groceries. It was actually insane. I feel like I ran out of everything all at once, so I had to like restock on a bunch of stuff. I got some Crest teeth whitening strips. I'm so excited for these because I genuinely have not had them in years. So I'm gonna split them with my family. I'm gonna give some to my parents, my brother. We're all just gonna have whiter teeth, okay? So that's that. What else did I get? Other thing I got was more protein powder. I know this isn't like the cleanest, most top quality protein powder, but it's what we can afford. So I just got this whey protein from Costco, creamy chocolate flavor. I also prepped dinner, so I already have the chicken all cut from Costco. I put some glazes and whatever. I'm gonna put this in the fridge so it can marinate before dinner, and then I also cut the vegetables, which I feel like we need to eat more vegetables because I just don't eat enough. So anyways, I'm gonna put this all in the fridge. I like to always prep dinner in advance. If you know anything about my vlogs, you know this. I cook almost every single meal from scratch. Sometimes lunch will come out of like a lentil box or like some mac and cheese every now and then. But for the most part, I try to cook everything because we just feel better that way. Anyways, nobody cares, nobody asked. Because I'm a mom and because I'm not a huge cook and I don't like to cook, I like to keep my meals very simple. I also did fill this pot ready to put some green beans in from the freezer. Actually, I should make some rice. I think in about an hour, I will start to put everything in the oven, but just having it ready to go. And I like to do this when the kids are playing. That way, when they nap, I can work and I don't have to worry about having kids underfoot. I need to edit some videos. I need to catch up on some writing projects, things like that. So. Good morning, guys. It's a Tuesday. Welcome to another day in the vlog. Just got myself some breakfast, made my coffee, feeding the kids. The same exact routine, same exact breakfast every single morning. Although today I did switch it up from bacon to sausages. It is currently 26 degrees outside, so it's freezing cold, colder than yesterday. I'm so sad because I really am craving a walk outside. Last week I started doing a 2-mile walk outside every day in addition to weight training. I'm really missing that. I'm really craving that. I'm dressed for the gym in the most iconic outfit that I wear, just this like little cropped, what do you call this? Tank top, but it's like a high neck one. And then I also have these shorts, which are just some basic running shorts, high waisted, and yeah, some Nike socks. It looks gorgeous out here. It is gorgeous. The temperature is still pretty cold. I just bundled up the kids because they wanted to come outside so badly and I feel terrible keeping them inside the house. But anyways, I'm going to water my lotus out here. It's growing gorgeously. Oh my goodness, there's literally ice inside my watering can. I hope my plants don't die from the frost. We got back from the gym and I only got like a 30-minute workout because my son went number 2 in his diaper and I had to go change him. And so I was just like towards the end of my workout anyway, so I just left. We did a return at Kohl's as well. Back at home, I think I'm actually gonna go to the library with the kids later today after their afternoon nap. So we'll see about that. I fed my sourdough starter, which I'm just gonna let hydrate itself and we're gonna make some sourdough later. And then I also made myself electrolytes. I do this after every single leg day because that's when I train the hardest. So I want my muscles to be able to recover faster. I just made it in my little Milwaukee pack-out cup. If you are the wife of a blue-collar worker, you're most likely gonna have a ton of these lying around. I think I have like 3 Milwaukee cups and those are like my favorite ones. Shout out to Milwaukee. They keep your drinks really cold and I love the spout. They're really good quality cups. Anyways, that's my version of the Stanley. Just gave the kids some magnetiles. That is what they are playing with right now. But I just read my Bible and I had to stop so many times to just like diffuse fights or attitudes or whininess. I mean, they didn't really fight with each other until I gave them the magnetiles. Then I had to like separate, like she gets her pieces, he gets his. Anyways, you guys know, like sometimes they can play so well together and then other times you're just like, why are we screaming over a toy when there's like 50 of them next to you? That's the sinful flesh. That's the nature of humans before Christ enters our hearts. Anyway, so I have a whole video on Bible translations if you guys want to look that up on my channel. I'm not going to spend this video talking about Bible translations. I like to read multiple translations. I like NLT, like NIV, ESV, and I'll even reference like KJV or a Romanian version of the Bible sometimes. I have been using ESV for my main study and I've been reading that for the past 2 years, but I wanted to go back to my NLT Bible and incorporate it back into my reading. If you guys know anything about NLT, I would wouldn't recommend it for major deep study of the Bible. I wouldn't recommend that this is your only source of the Bible. I really do think that ESV, NASB, KJV, whatever, those are better translations in terms of just, those are more form-based translations, which is what you want to read when you're really studying the Bible. These are more meaning-based translations. So anyways, basically, I wanted to incorporate NLT back in, and I just like read the first chapter of John, and I was like, this feels like a storybook. This is why I really like NLT. It just feels so natural and so easy to understand, and it just hits different than ESV sometimes, because ESV is more form-based and it's more, it can just come across as more awkward. But this is just very readable and easy to read. Everybody has their own opinions, and some people get very offended when you talk about reading different translations, and they freak out like, oh, that's not the Bible, blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, like I said, I'm not gonna spend this video defending the use of different translations, but I went to seminary and we learned a lot there about translations, and there's just so much behind it. Most people don't understand how translations work. So if you don't understand, I recommend you look into how they work. I supplement my Bible understanding and reading with NLT and NIV, and I just like really enjoyed it actually. So because I have such a solid base and understanding from KJV and ESV, I feel okay just reading this occasionally. I am reading Forever by Paul David Tripp. This was recommended to me by a friend, and I've been really enjoying it. And then I'm also wanting to start the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Not me going from Bibles and like Christian theological books to money books, but let me tell you guys something. I have been wanting to read that book for a long time. I just feel like the more understanding and knowledge that you have on finances and money and the psychology behind it and different habits, the wiser of a steward you can be over it. So really, it's a spiritual thing if you think about it. Anyways, I'm kidding. I just got that one on my Kindle, so I'm gonna go get my Kindle and read. But I just want to read this one. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's really popular online. So I was like, let me just give it a go. Let me just see what I like about it. I actually rented it from a library, so I'm reading it for free on my Kindle. Okay, got my Kindle. Also, guys, I changed into my Home Depot shirt because I wanted to be comfortable. This is my little Kindle, by the way. I'm also reading Frida McFadden's book called Behind Closed Doors. I like thriller books. It's okay. I don't know where it's going. It's not great, but it's not like bad yet, so we'll see. I'm still learning how to figure out my Kindle, but yeah, I do enjoy my little Kindle book. This is where I read fiction books and thriller books because I don't want to buy a thriller book. The whole point of it is the mystery, and once you know that, you're probably not going to read that book again. So I don't want to buy a bunch of mystery thriller books because there's no point. So I like to read them on my Kindle, or I like to get them from the library, and then that way you just read them once and you know, don't have to read it again. What is a horse doing in my washer? Happy Wednesday, you guys. Good morning. Welcome back to the next day of the vlog. I wanted to show you guys because I got this in the mail yesterday. I got an electric mop. Like, girl, what in the world? I'm so excited. I used this last night when the kids went to bed. It just got in from Amazon. I love it. It cleaned my floor so well. Basically just looks like this. It has these extra pads. I already used some that are in the wash now. You put the pads on the ground, you stick it on, and then you just tip it back and click the on button, and you can spray from here. Anyways, basically, I got that electric mop because I hate mopping. Like, mopping is the worst house chore for me. I absolutely abhor it, and I dread it. I don't do it as often as I should, and now that the kids are going outside a lot, it's just like super dirty on my floors all the time. We couldn't get a steam mop because we have vinyl flooring. Basically, the mop itself is $200, like for a mop. That's crazy, but it is electric. So obviously it makes sense, but it doesn't steam. It just rotates and cleans the floor for you. It moves a little slower than I'd like, but I mean, like, obviously it's not gonna move as fast as a vacuum, but it gets the job done, and I don't have to like press into the ground and use all of my elbow grease for it. I just found a random one on Amazon and ordered it. It's 9:40 a.m. I just started a load of wash, and that's about all I've done today. I'm gonna read my Bible right now and read some of my books. I decided not to go to the gym this morning and weightlift. I'm gonna go to a Pilates class this evening around like 4:30. It's Pilates in the dark, so I look forward to Pilates. I'm trying to make it there every single week just to switch up my routine. I always weightlift, so I feel like throwing in some Pilates helps with mobility, flexibility. So that's the plan for today. I think we're gonna go to my husband's and drop him off a coffee soon because he is freezing cold and I want to do something nice for him, so we'll do that. And then yeah, that's what we're doing right now.